G'day legends, Craig from Beasty Lyfe here, doing another video today in relation to a left-hand side bracket for a UHF aerial. So I've had the aerial for a while now and been looking to just get organised and get a bracket. So I've gone with the K-On. I love the K-On brand, Australian made again. Not endorsed or sponsored, they haven't given it to me. I paid full price for this online. I think it was about just under $100 delivered. But yeah, the quality heavy duty brackets. So I've got one of their brackets on top of my battery which holds all my fuses and stuff. That's a great adapter. I also use their brackets on my King's awning. I found the King's ones supplied weren't up to my liking, so I went the K-On, which are just much more heavy duty. So yeah, I do like their gear. And I chose to mount it here in front of the mirror on the passenger left hand side. I find that for me that was the best option with using a short stumpy aerial. So it's probably going to be no higher than the roof rack, so no clearance issues, and the visibility I think is a lot better here too. So it's out of the way and it's not lower on the bull bar, but it's not on the roof rack, it's just sort of in the middle. So on my previous car I had it on my bull bar, and any vibrations on the road, it's wobbling back and forwards, and it just can be a bit of a distraction. So yeah, that's where we're going to go with it. So should be pretty easy install. I'm going to go over to the wall, put this on the wall, and we'll see what's inside the box. Okay legends, just the tools that we're going to need for today's install. I'm going to need a 10mm socket to get the bolt out from underneath the cover plate, and then we'll need a drill and some drills just to drill the hole into the car, which is always a bit nerve-wracking. Get the sphincter going, drilling holes into a perfectly good car. And then yeah, you'll need one of these too. I mean, you don't have to have this, but it certainly makes life easier. This is a trim tool set, plastic trim tools, so they just stop you from damaging your car, but they got all the myriad of different sizes, even these clip removers, fantastic. Saves you using screwdrivers or taping things up as much. So good. 20 bucks or something delivered from Amazon, you can't go wrong. So get yourself something like that if you're going to be doing this a fair bit, because yes, you will appreciate it when you are not damaging your gear. So yeah, let's get into the opening of the box. So here's our K-On box. SKU numbers, LC200, Australian made, love it. Let's crack her open. So I did ask them a little comment at the bottom. They said, do you want anything? Like, can you give us any comments? I said, I'd love some badges or some stickers if you got them. And look at this, asking you shall receive. So there's a beautiful stitched Velcro badge there. I love that. Thank you, K-On, and 3 stickers. I'm going to get a bit of a sticker wall going, Beasty Lyfe sticker wall. Anyone that supplies stickers and stuff like that wants you to use their stickers, so we'll do it. So yeah, so we've got our bracket here. So screws at that. There we go, look at that. Engraved, K-On, made in Australia, nice heavy duty powder coated aluminium. Lovely, it's going to be great. So there will be our nutserts will go in there, and our screws, and then the aerial will go in there. So what else we got in here? We've got some hardware, we've got our nutserts. For those of you who don't know, a nutsert has a thread inside it, and you use a tool to push that through the hole that you drill, and then you expand it with a gun or a tool, which will then be like a pop rivet. It squeezes from both sides and then it stays there very well, and then it just creates a thread to use your bolt. So very good thing. There's some backing plates there as well. One thing I loved about K-On, this is cool. So they provide you with a nutsert tool. So nutsert's on there, goes in, and you use a screwdriver and an Allen key to tighten it and squish it and expand it. So if you don't have a nutsert gun, which they're reasonably expensive, good $100 for a good one, you know, if you had to go and buy a gun for $100 because you wanted to do 2 nutserts, you'd be pretty filthy. So the fact that they include that, I think, is so cool, especially when that's factored into the cost. And they probably think you're only going to use it 2 times. It's a throwaway item, even though you could reuse it. But mate, I think that's so cool. So we've got a business card there and some instructions. So very good. We've got everything we need. Let's head back over to the car and get into it. Okay, so here's our cover plate here that we're going to be taking off. So our bracket is exactly the same size as that there. So it's going to sit something like that once we take our bracket off. So you will need to open up the car door and get your plastic trim tool. So I'm going to use something like this. I'll just muck around until I get the right one. But pretty much you can feel it's got a couple of lugs in here. I can actually see one just there. So if we try and, there we go, pop that off. Feels like there's another one at the back. There we go. And then it just pops off like that. So you got, well, they're reverse lugs. So you got one was going in and one was recessed. So we've popped that off. And now we're good to go. So I'll just shut this door. So it looks like we got this little lug here. Looks like it's got a little bit of it. Looks like it's there to stay actually, but it's got a little rubber grommet around it that I can see. I might just whack some Sikaflex around that because that's going to be exposed just to stop any water from getting in. But I will also, yeah. So one nutset looks like it's going to go in there, and we're going to have to take out this bolt according to the instructions and put a nutsert in there. So we'll get the tools ready. Okay, legends. Next job to get the 10mm bolt out. That's what we'll just use our wrench for, our ratchet for. It's not too bad. Okay, that's good. So what I'm hoping, yeah, so being a 10mm, there's already a thread in there, which means luckily it's only that one hole we'll have to drill and put a nutset in, because this will actually take one of the bolts. Oh, that's super cool. All right, so now we need our 9.5mm drill, and we will be making a hole in here. Okay, sphincter time, nice and slow. Okay, there we are. I'm just going to clean up those burrs. Okay, legends, so I've gone ahead and I've put a little bit of Sikaflex around the outside of that grommet there, just to make it completely waterproof. And also in here I've put a rust preventative paint in there too. So just whenever you drill a hole you're exposing a steel, you need to put some type of rust preventative on, just so it doesn't go crazy in the long run, you're looking after it. So if we have a look here, so this is the stuff I use, the Sikaflex. It's just an automotive sealer. That's the one that I put around here. And the preventative is just a spray paint that I just applied with the brush. You just pick it up, it's super cheap. So yeah, let's move on and we'll get that nutsert in. Okay, legends, so yeah, no supplied Allen key in the kit and no supplied spanner. But it is a 14mm spanner that we'll need and a 5mm Allen key. So what they suggest for install is that you have your bolt there, you slide ring spanner over the top, Allen key goes in, and then put that in there gently. Now, a good suggestion here would be to tape the sides of your thing. I don't have any tape and I'm pretty confident that I'll be okay because I have an Allen key that's not going to spin around. I've got a longer Allen key, so it's just a matter now, we'll just make sure that's in there flush, yep. And then you turn your Allen key and that'll get the required tension to pull back on the nutsert until it locks in. So see how we go. Bear with me, the camera, apologise, reaching over it. Okay, that's getting quite tight there. Let's go a little bit more. That's tight, and we'll undo it, and then that should remove the Allen key thread out. Drop it on the ground, that's cool. Let's get this out. And there we go. One nutsert. Okay, so they do provide you with 2 spaces, and that's the exact shape that goes in there. So it says that that's to create a spacing so that the bracket sits out, so it's not pushed in too far and it's completely flush. It will sit out a little bit further, which is cool. So we'll put our spacer and our nuts in there, and then we'll get it on. So you will need a 4mm for this Allen key for these nuts to go in. Again, I'm going to use a longer one, but if we get these lined up in here like so, get it started, at least that will hold it there. It's a nice fit, and I'm going to go ahead and later replace these. I'm OCD, so I can't handle having the silver on the black when everything else is black, but it is what it is. So we'll do these up like that. It's going to sit, twist that down a bit. It's going to sit quite nicely. Certainly do up tight. Oh, that's good. And there we have one mounted K-on bracket, and we'll just come along and we'll get our UHF, we'll just slide in there, allow the wire to come through, and we'll work out exactly where we're going to run all that in the next one. Thanks, legends. Tell me what you think. Have you got one? Have you put one there? Would you get one now or use a K-on bracket? I'd love to know. Any comments are appreciated. So thanks very much. See yous.